Hello again, and thank you for joining Jeff and Jenny's Classic Restorations. Well, we hope you had a lovely Christmas. I'd like to send my best wishes to Martin Butler. He had a urinary tract infection on Christmas Day, which kind of ruined his Christmas. So I hope you're making a speedy recovery and should be hopefully well for the New Year's Eve celebrations. As I say, we hope you had a good Christmas. Jenny did. She loves these little chicken donuts. But I think she's a bit full up with those now. It's a bit like eating turkey after Christmas. But she did have a couple of packets of beef slices. Now that's a little treat for her. She likes that. So I'm going to do the Mobylette again today. It's just a bit of an update to tell you what's going on as well. It's been a bit of a busy few days. And so I'll show you what I'm up to at the moment. And then we'll move on a little bit for the Mobylette. So I'll show you around what I've been up to. Well, the first problem I've had this week was the tumble dryer. This went around on the 23rd, and I managed to track it down to the thermistor on the high temperature side down there. It's got completely short-circuited, so I have ordered one. I ordered it on the 23rd. Hopefully the chap's got it out. Should get it today. If not tomorrow, we can get this out of the way. But so this is half done at the moment, just waiting for that part to come. So that's a bit of a mess out here. Okay, this is the other thing I've just done, the first day of the holiday. This was the diesel heater that we had inside the house, which we weren't using anymore, and I lost the other one in the fire. So I did have the two little gas fires, but it doesn't really warm the whole place up. So I was worried about fire and anything like that again. So as you can see down the back there, I've insulated the exhaust pipe, cut a bigger hole in the shed, and it's now, I've actually put some aluminium sheet there. I'll just show you outside quickly. And then outside, the same again, another metal aluminium plate with this being insulated again, and then a sort of like a flue guard over the top, so no one sort of gets burnt on it. The other thing I was worried about was, because this is shiplap and the other shed was a tongue and groove, I was worried about fumes coming in under here, which I have put some sealer under there, but hopefully that'll be okay. And down here I've put the converter thing to bring it down to 12 volts, so that's all nicely fitted on the wall now. And just to be a bit belt and braces, this is a carbon monoxide alarm, and touch wood, everything seems to be fine at the moment. That's not gone off. Okay, so back to this workbench now. I'll let that just run for a little bit more, so that will stop in a moment. I'll switch it off. It's just to warm things up in here a bit. So just a little few things I've been doing. I'll just show you. This is what my son got me. This is a Only Fools and Horses trigger. He's had that broom, that original broom, for 20 years, by the way. But my son knows I like actors who play basically thick characters, like Trigger. But Roger Lloyd Pack, very intelligent man and a great actor. Same with Stan Laurel, same situation, very talented artist, shall we say. So that was that. This has just got this coming from China. It's basically a set of different coloured electrical wire, which I may have to use in a minute on the Mobylette. And as I say, I'm not too worried just yet on this. This is the side panels. I told you I had those couple of runs which I sanded back. Went to paint it again, and I got all the clear coat off, which I know that top coat doesn't like clear coat, or vice versa. So I cleaned it all off, and then it's sort of got like a little crack in here, so it's probably a reaction to the there's probably a little bit left on there of the clear coat. So that will be the very last thing to go on. So I will probably completely take that back now and get that done. So I'll switch this heater off, and then I'll show you what we're going to try and do today. Okay, so here's today's plan. I've managed to get the wheel lacquered. I was hoping to do that with that side panel as well, but that never materialised. So the tyres on obviously, and this is third time lucky for an inner tube. First one, the original one, I must have pinched it somewhere, that went down. Bought two spares, first one, pinched that again. Third time I was about to give up, and it's holding now, thank God. So the plan is to get the wheels on, or the back wheel on today, and also to try and get the chain on, hopefully. So that would be just a little bit later on. So what I want to do, I'll just move you over here just briefly. I wanted to put some new wiring from this back light to go over to join up with the original wire in the front there, or the middle. So what I'm going to do, I'm hoping to, which I think it should go there anyway, tuck it into the lip of the mud guard, and then the plan is, once they're in there, is to fix it in with some of this heat glue just to hold it in. So that'll be the plan in a minute. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to use these, I haven't used the soldering iron on these yet. I used a lighter the last time I used it, but I'm going to try the soldering iron. This is these little things, I've got these from China, they're quite expensive in this country, but this is a complete set of them. They've got like solder in there, heat that up, and that will solder the actual wires together, and then this will close up as well, which will then make a nice tight waterproof connection, we hope. So let's give this a go with the soldering iron. So I'm just going to move you in just a little bit. So you just feed it through there to start with, and we can connect it, just twist it around here. And then slide that over. Oh, here we go. There's not much room to work here. Alright, maybe that'll do it. Well, you get the idea. Let me get that on, and then we can start hopefully soldering it. Well, as I say, that never works on camera, does it? But anyway, let's just see if it does work with soldering iron. I used a lighter before, but if not, we'll do it again. So we want to try and get this to melt first. Well, actually, let's shrink it first, perhaps. And this should make a waterproof seal. Okay, let's try and see if we can get this solder to melt. No, I think I'll have to go for the lighter idea. But yeah, let me get a cigarette lighter somewhere, and that will melt, and I'll come back to you. Cigarette lighter, whether this is the right way, but we need to melt this solder anyway, so let's just get it on there. There we go, that's got it. Now that's melted, see? And get all that to shrink and waterproof. You can see in there now that solder's melted, and that should make a nice tight connection. Right, so the plan now is to feed that through one of these holes here somehow. Okay, and all I'm going to do now is just tuck it under the lip of this mud guard, and once it's in there, I'll stick it with some of the this heat glue. So I'll get on and do that, because that'll be make a right mess if I don't get it right. So I'll show you that when it's done. Well, that seemed to go okay, so I'm just going to run the last little bit down there, pull that down, tuck that in, and we can glue that in there a little bit. And then we've got the final bit there. There we go. Right, okay, so hopefully that'll be safe in there, and that can join up later on with the main little loom. Well, next day now, the part came for the tumble dryer, the thermistor as it's called, I think. It said it had a short circuit, put the new one in. It's still done the same fault. Took it apart again, checked everything for short circuits, couldn't find anything. 10 years old, never mind, we bought another one. So that put me back yesterday quite a bit. So I'm back now to try and get this video done today, and get this wheel on. One thing I was quite impressed about, just here, this is the bit that obviously stops the wheel from moving when the brakes are on, and it did have a, when I took it off, a wing nut, and I thought, oh, it's just a bodge job. But when I checked the parts diagram, it is a wing nut, and I cleaned it up, and I don't know if that's brass, but it's come up lovely compared to what it was. So that is a genuine part. So I'm going to try and get these wheels on now without actually ripping the paintwork to pieces, which probably will happen. So we can just get this over first. This is where I need a little bit of a hand, but I haven't got one. So let's try and lift this up without, oh, this is going to be a nightmare, isn't it? Okay, let's get that over there. Let's see if we can get that. Oh, what's happening now? Oh no, it's not, it's the stands on. That's alright, that's okay, good. And hopefully we can get that to slide in there. Hopefully. Right. Actually, I think let me just do this off camera, because I'm sure I'm gonna ruin all the paintwork. So let me just get this in and get this half tightened. Well, finally on. All my fault. I had the axle wound the wrong way, would you believe? Well, you would. So of course the space a bit didn't fit right. So let's now change the axle round. It's now fitted okay. It's just in loosely, and it still needs adjustments later. So we might as well get this one in as well. Now this is the thing that holds the brake unit in place there. So we just get this bolt behind here. Hopefully. There we go. That goes into there. And then we've got a little, we did have, there we go, little lock washer there. And then this genuine, which I didn't know was brass, I think, nut. Okay, there we are. So that's I've now got to take my mum to the hospital for eye test, so we'll come back a little bit later again and see if we can get past the chain on. Okay, well, finally back from the hospital now. It's now late afternoon, and I've got to get this edited tonight for tomorrow. I'm just going to do one more thing now, which is say this is what I mean, I don't get any time for anything, but I'm just going to get this chain on. I will get the other chain on, the pedal chain, when I get a chance. So I might as well just try and get this one on for now. I've tightened up the bolts on the axles for the time being, but obviously there will be some adjustment once I've got all these chains on. So we're just going to feed this over quickly into there, and then we've got to drop it down onto the sprocket just on this wheel here. Are we on? Sorry, excuse me in the way. Sorry. Make sure it's over there, and then we can turn that. Sorry, just try and feed this through. Oh dear, there we are. There, I've got it. Okay, so bring that through under here. Okay, right. Okay, let me just get this through properly, and we can attempt to join it. Well, you're probably glad you didn't see that. That wasn't quite straightforward. It's the original, it's good condition. It's the original chain, but that did take quite a little bit of adjustment to get this down to the right size to get these pins over. So now at least we can just get that on, and then we've got the little fishtail thing. As you're probably already aware, the wheel would be going that way, so the fishtail always points away from it, so that will go around this way here. So we just clip that one on. We'll have to use these pliers a bit. So nearly. There we go. Right, okay. So that's the drive chain on. Well, okay, so I'm sorry, just another sort of quickish video of doing the moped. At least the chain's on. The wheel will obviously need realigning once we get the other chain on. But I'm just beaten by time once again, and so it's coming on very nicely. But just to let you know, I'll have to have a little break from this, not because I'm fed up with it, I'm quite enjoying it, but if we come around here, we've got the Persia Django, which I use even in the winter, but on dry days. But I did notice this the other day when I was getting it out. I thought, oh no, I'll drop some primer down there, and I thought, oh never mind, I'll just polish that out. And it wasn't. It's some sort of acetone, I think, that's dropped on there, and it's just basically melted through the paint. Well, it's not the end of the world for most, but it's immaculate on the outside, and I thought, I don't like that. So I've ordered another panel from the Netherlands, which won't come to the new year. So what I'm going to do anyway, this was the plan, I'm going to strip all this back off anyway, which gets us down to air filters and the frame inside here. I'm going to give it all a good clean and a sort of rust preventative on there as well. So the next 2, maybe 3 weeks, I'll be working on this. The plan now, since the tumble dryer's just been dumped today, I've got rid of that. I'm going to probably take the Mobylette into the conservatory for now, out of the way, which gives me a chance to put the Persia in the middle, so I can work both sides of it. So let's go and say goodbye to Bundle Bear. She's about somewhere, and we'll just go and see her. Well, here she is, under the torchlight again, out in the cold, windy weather. Another storm tomorrow. So once again, thank you for watching. More of an update and a little bit on the moped. So next week, if I get a chance, we'll be starting on the Persia, just so we get that ready for spring and get back on the road. But it won't be too long. We get back to the Mobylette. Probably the handlebars will be next, and we're nearly there with that. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you do like the videos, and on behalf of Jenny and myself, we wish you a very happy new year. You take care out there. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.